Hello there, Paul from Switched On here, and welcome to my eShop preview for this week, commencing the 18th of March 2019. As always, I want to highlight a few quick games and then dive into a few more I like the look of in a bit more detail. So first up is the next game from Kairosoft in their sort of casual management simulation series, and this one is Prix Story, and is no doubt strategically released to tie in with the start of the new F1 season this past weekend. Now, I played a lot of this game on mobile, and to be honest, it's one of my favourite Kairosoft titles of all the sort of management sims they do. The games are very casual and easy to pick up, but have that odd addictability, but you do often just end up asking yourself, why am I still playing this? Well, if you want to try it yourself, it releases for just under £9 in the UK and $12 in America, and is out on Thursday. So next up is a survival management game called SYMMETRY, which looks a little bit like a Fallout Shelter type of game, where you have to manage the members of your base whilst repairing your ship to escape a planet you've crash landed on. It's actually really worth watching the eShop trailer just for like the worst piece of music set to an apocalyptic survival game in history. But that aside, it looks fairly interesting and is also just under £9 and is out tomorrow. Finally, just wanted to quickly highlight Azure Saga, which looks to be a 90s styled futuristic RPG and looks like it combines isometric 3D exploration and 2D turn-based battles. Now, the battle animations on this look a little bit janky already, but I'm digging the art style, and anything described as an RPG really has my interest. This is actually on a pre-order sale at a pretty decent £6.87 in the UK right now and $8.49. That's until the 27th when it will go back up in price. So it may be a good time to dive in right now. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's move on to the main courses. And first up is Turok, which is a remaster of the 1997 Nintendo 64 hit. And it really came out of nowhere after only being revealed a few weeks back. It's certainly got nostalgic fans excited, that's for sure, and to be honest, I've never played the original on my N64, but I've been looking at a lot of footage to make this video, and it reminds me a lot of a dinosaur game dropped straight into the original Doom engine. You know, I guess that's a good thing. It's a first-person shooter where you play the warrior Turok, who travels back in time for reasons, and has to fight off hordes of dinosaurs and complete some light puzzling and platforming while he's at it. It certainly looks faithful to an N64 game. Whilst the environments look pretty sparse and blocky, the action does seem to shift along at a decent pace, and the dinosaurs actually don't look too bad for the time they were made. Credit to Night Dive Studios here for setting a decent price as well, of just over £15 or just under $20, which should hook a lot of people in, but personally I'll be sticking it on my watch list until it hits around the £10 mark, but if you fancy it right now, it's actually out today. Okay, next up is Fate Extella Link, and this is the next in the long-running Fate series, which has spanned lots of games and animes for some time now, and comes from developer Marvelous Inc. at a premium price of £44.99 and $49.99. Now, this is like a Musu style game, of which there are now quite the collection on the Switch, such as Dynasty Warriors, Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors, as well as the previous entry, Fate Umbral Star. Now personally, I really like these warrior type games. It's just mindless button mashing hack and slash fun, but this game looks absolutely crazy as well. This version actually comes with a 4 vs 4 online mode to go along with the story mode, so that's something quite nice. And I've read that a lot of people say you would enjoy it even more if you have a good handle on the Fates universe, and there's actually a couple of anime recommendations to get you up to speed. Unfortunately, I don't really have that sort of time to invest to get the background story, so for that price as well, I'm probably going to be skipping this one for now, but anyone with an interest in the series probably already has the 19th heavily ringed on their calendars for when this one comes out. Okay, moving on to the next game, and that is Super Kickers League, which is basically Mario Strikers done on the cheap. And this comes from publisher Zalok Studios and is out on Wednesday for £13.49 or $15, which straight off the bat seems a little high. Now, as I say, this looks like a Mario Strikers rip-off, and it's a 3 vs 3 soccer game played across a variety of different pitches. And that sort of style reminded me of NBA 2K Playgrounds 2. Now, the eShop blurb for this game doesn't really say much of anything really. It doesn't mention what the single player modes are or any of the real gameplay mechanics. It's also a shame that there seems to be no online play, just local play for up to 6 players. And also what's dubbed a retro mode, although this just seems to be a different camera angle with a pixelated filter placed over the top. I don't know about this. I guess if you have a bunch of mates over, it would be good fun to play locally. But I mean, who actually has real life friends? Am I right? Reserving judgment on this one as well. And it seems to be quite the theme this week. Okay, fourth up is Chocobo Mystery Dungeon Everybody. Now, even though I owned a Wii and a 3DS, platforms this game originally released on, I'd never actually heard of it until its fairly recent announcement of this remastered version. But what I've seen so far I do actually like the look of. It seems to be a dungeon crawling roguelike featuring the Chocobo creatures from the Final Fantasy series. And the dungeons are actually representing the brains of the townsfolk, and you have to explore them to help unlock those characters' memories, which have been wiped by a mysterious bell in the town. Now, for every step you take around these randomised grid-based memory hell pits, enemies also take an action. So it's very much a turn-based affair, and you can initiate simple combat with monsters you find along the way as well. There are items to collect, including food, which is important to the little Chocobo, as it seems moving costs a unit of food each turn. And there's also other staple RPG items like potions and spells. Now, new to this remaster is the ability to befriend the monsters in the dungeons and actually have them team up with you in future runs, hence the buddy part in the title. Add in a 2-player co-op mode and a classic Final Fantasy soundtrack and you have quite a decent sounding game here. Now, Square Enix have given this a kind of a mid-tier pricing bracket of £32.99 and $39.99, and you can get your hands on it this coming Wednesday. Okay, so for my last game this week, I've picked Unravel 2, and this one is published by EA as part of their Originals lineup, which basically means it's an indie game, but EA stick their name on it and give all the profits to the developer. Now, this one has some odd pricing, coming in at $19.99 in the US, but weirdly it's £24.99 in the UK. That's quite strange because that's a price swing of about £10, so if you do have the ability to use the American store, it looks like that's the way to go when this one releases on Friday. Anyway, the Unravel games look like they were made for the Switch, although it's taken a while for either game to see the light of day on Nintendo's platforms. Now, this 2D side-scrolling co-op platformer features characters made out of yarn. Sorry, what? What's that? When's Yoshi's Crafted World out? Let me check. Yeah, so it's out next week. Okay, no problem. Bye. Sorry about that. Where was I? Yes. Unravel 2. So, 2 woolly characters having to work together to make it to the end of each level, solving some light teamwork based puzzles. Now, although you can play this solo, using a quite clever mechanic that allows you to combine the 2 on-screen characters into one when needed, it's obviously going to be more enjoyable in that local co-op mode. And it is a shame that there's no online co-op, as games like Trine have shown is possible on the Switch. But I think the lack of a native voice chat and the real need for coordinated teamwork in this game would actually make it quite tricky. Now, with a fairly short story mode, the game makes up for this with a series of challenge levels, which should keep players scratching their heads for a little while. Unravel 2 looks and sounds pretty beautiful too, and as I said earlier, it's a game that should suit the Switch perfectly, especially if you have that couch co-op opportunity to take advantage of. And that about wraps it up for this week. Don't forget, if you've not already seen, I have a competition running on my channel to win one of 2 copies of RBI Baseball 2019, courtesy of the guys at MLB, so check that video out. I'll probably leave a link to it here. And all that's left to say is thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and leave me a comment below if you're picking up any of these games or if you've got your eyes on something different this week. I'd love to know, so let me know below. But until the next time, I will catch you guys later. Bye!